Hello friends, it's Javi here. Welcome to this third episode of Conscious Athlete. I would like to ask you a question. Would you like to be unstoppable on your sport? So, in this episode, we are going to explore what the pieces of your reality are. Identifying them is very important to understand where we are going to work and what is getting us stuck. For many years I was skating, I was striving to meet the expectation of others or what I thought that they were expecting from me. I was training very hard, I was pushing a lot, and I always had the feeling of not being enough. I felt like I had to show to others that I was worthy for having a sponsor. And many times I felt I wanted to quit the sport because the pressure that I was putting on myself was too high. I felt very frustrated every time I didn't reach my goals quickly, and many times I felt like I wanted to quit the sport because of all the pressure. You will agree with me that this is something that happened to many people who practice sport. This is nothing new, and many of them end up abandoning the sport that they used to love so much. What did you change about yourself that turned something that used to make you so happy into something that is making you feel now very frustrated? If I told you that the answer to this is within yourself, that there is nothing outside of this reality other than taking the responsibility of creating your reality in coherence and harmony from within, laying a strong foundation and a clear direction so that your strength doesn't collapse, and most importantly, enjoy your sport trip. A few years ago, I reached a point in my life where I was feeling so frustrated and very lost. So I started to investigate with different tools to try to show me a new path. I needed to understand what was the meaning of all the suffering I was experiencing. And what I found out was something that became a light for me. I stopped wasting my energy on things that weren't really important for me. And I began to understand who I truly am and the strengths that I have. And also to build new values regarding the perception of my reality. Discover that how you treat yourself is how the environment treats you. I'll share a map with you that corresponds to the synthesis of my experience of dedicating time to my passion. In my case, it's skating, but you can substitute this with whatever passion you have. It can be the sport that you practice, or maybe painting, writing, singing, whatever it takes your attention that makes you lose the track of the time. And if you don't know what is your passion, I recommend you to explore the things that are interesting for you or the things that catch your attention. Those things that when you start trying, they make you losing the track of the time. That is a really clear sign that this can be something that makes you expand you and you can follow this as a passion too. Following your passion is the best way to start breaking from autopilot. That is why we are here, to have an excitement life, to have fun and experiment. And it's never too late to find your passion. For me, I started when I was 18, and for many years I thought that I was too old to start skating. But now that I'm 34, I'm skating, I'm having fun a lot, I'm traveling, I'm going to contests, and I'm really enjoying all this process. So if you don't dedicate time to your curiosity, there is nothing wrong with it. It is simply a choice to experience something new that can take you to a reality that you never imagined. Are you ready to experience an adventure? If your answer is yes, it's time to explore. Dare to look for an initial class to try something new. Approach the people who already practice the sport to ask for advice. It's simply just follow the energy of those who excites you. Once you recognize what you are passionate about, or it can also be several things that you feel passionate about, it doesn't have to be just one. The journey begins, and it reflects everything we need to evolve and also to heal. It may sound very exaggerated, I know, or very strange, but from my experience and also the experience of the people I work with on this tools and experiments with consciousness, our reality reflects exactly what our energetic being needs to experience, to move forward and to be us. And if we don't face it, reality is responsible to recreate the same situation till we are able to overcome it. So this way we can stay living in a loop if we don't choose to overcome our difficulties, that sometimes we think that this is the safest option. Or we can explore and receive everything, the good and the bad, without judgment, by doing what excites us and by surprising ourselves every day. It is simply a choice. I've learned that dedicating time to what excites you, in my case is skating, but it could be anything else, allowed me to expand to unthinkable levels. When I stopped being distracted by the things that weren't true for me, and I started to use my own limitations as a propellant for change. What are those things that distract us from following our truth? Well, other people's judgments. Yes, we think so much about what other people think of us and end up losing all our energy on trying to meet their expectations, feeling inferior or incapable of progressing. If we broaden our focus, we can see that others' perspective often stems from unhealed wounds. And what is really happening is that they are projecting their defense mechanism onto us. And also we do this when we start projecting our not healed wounds into others. For example, social media haters are people who do to others what was done to them at home, especially from the birth until the age of 7. All the experiences we have at that age shape our subconscious mind. And what they are doing is simply what they learned. If we did this at some point, it wasn't truly personal to that people. Haters are just reflecting the anger they have towards themselves for not allowing themselves to do the things they like. So now, seeing people enjoying themselves and doing simple things, they attack. If we become aware of this, it is worth to sacrifice your enjoyment, your authenticity for someone else's unhealed wounds that is projecting their anger onto you. It is worth putting your energy into proving they are wrong. It is worth aligning with and buying the idea of what they say is true. How do we break from this cycle? An easy way to know what your truth is to follow what expands you, what makes you feel lighter. And a lie will always make you feel contract. Knowing this, move by what expands you, what excites you, what amuses you. This way you are aligned with your truth. Then as we continue in this trip following our passion, and we are no longer affected by other point of view or judgments, because we are aware that they are into their own process of evolution unrelated to us, we might find ourselves again stuck, but this time due to something that we don't fully understand, usually a limitation that is stemming from a perspective about ourselves. And these ones are difficult ones. I'm not saying that the others were not difficult, but this can take us ages to overcome them. So this perspective of ourselves corresponds to the experiences and the learning we had in our childhood, shaping our subconscious mind, so it's something that is very deep inside of us. Therefore, we often experience limitations that we think they are real, but they are not real. And to achieve this, we need to be able to self-observe. We have to question everything we think or feel. And what I recommend you is to embark in a self-exploration journey. There are many tools available for this. And I'm not telling you to follow some holistic things or magical things. I'm just telling you that we need to actualize our software with fresh ideas to create real and sustainable change throughout our lives. This allows us to recognize the events that have shaped our subconscious mind. When we manage to give a place to our story without identifying with the drama, we create new neural connections. So what happens is that limitations get us stuck in right brain neural connections, especially in the amygdala, which correspond to the emotions. And when we deeply understand our story without judgment and with permission, we create new neural connections in our brain corresponding to logic, and so we can heal. At this point, we become responsible of our reality and start navigating our life as a co-creators and not as a victim anymore. You begin to put your energy into create a new reality with infinite possibilities. Instead of reacting like a victim by aligning yourself with other judgments or point of view, or resisting their point of view by attacking others. It's funny that these people are reflecting to us what we need to heal inside of us. When you stop giving your power to the environment, you become unstoppable, invincible, stable, and coherent. We are so used to look outside ourselves. It's easier to blame others instead of looking inside of ourselves, just to see what we are not seeing. And we could take that difficulty into an opportunity to be better. What if we became aware that this is our greatest mission in this reality? To unveil the mystery of our story, to free ourselves, to be ourselves, and thus be a contribution to others. Doing what we love, like enjoying our sport career. I really hope you enjoyed this chapter. The next episode we will have an interview, so get ready for that. And if you like this podcast, I invite you to follow it, and let's free our conscious athlete that we have inside together. See you soon. Bye bye.